about how Eliza helped free a slave named Virgil from Colonel Burns. Suddenly, Homer interrupts and hides the diary, telling Lisa the Simpsons motto, "Quit while you're ahead." But Lisa refuses to do so. She continues reading about Eliza's bravery, but the pages are too brittle to narrate any further events. Luckily, Mabel Simpson's cookbook has the story of how Eliza succeeded in helping Virgil. Feeling proud, Lisa presents Eliza's heroic story to the class, but Milhouse calls her a liar. Apparently, Milhouse's ancestors saw Hiram, Eliza's father, telling Colonel Burns where they hid Virgil. First, a library film archive of 100-year-old Eliza confirms that the slave was never freed.
But there's no Noble Simpson.
But Grandpa Abe knows a different ending. To cheer up Lisa, Abe reveals that Mabel saved Virgil from Colonel Burns. He escapes to Canada, fell in love, and accepts the name Simpson. Hearing that, Lisa's more than happy and proud of her ancestry. Now you know.
I was pleasantly surprised that the man known as Zed, the producer of the music for Dragon Ball Daima's intro and outro, was rocking a shirt from the Geekdom 101 store. That means that he is a member of the Geek Army. Somebody who worked on Daima is a member of the Geek Army. And guess what? You can get this too. Right now, back in the Geekdom 101 store, the vintage Dragon Ball Super Mario Bros. 3 Fusion merch. You can get shirts, hoodies, different types of styles. You can get an art piece, and it ships anywhere in the world, almost anywhere, in various colors and sizes. Only available for a limited time. Do not wait. Get yours today. The link will be down below. Dragon Ball Daima Episode 9 is called Thieves, following up with a very well-received and great episode with Episode 8, where we had like a good mix of this phenomenal fight on one hand and this new lore expansion on the other, and the plot continuing. Would Episode 9 follow suit? Episode 9 of Dragon Ball Daima is really the tale of two episodes, meaning that the first half of this episode and the second half of this episode were really, really different. Totally different vibe, and not necessarily in a bad way, although I do have my criticisms, and I'll get to them here on this review. So hang on tight, leave a comment, of course, with your thoughts on the episode, as well as don't forget to leave a like on this review. So the first half of this episode was in many ways more like the early Dragon Ball, the early Daima stuff. I'm not going to say it's a slice of life type of thing, although there were elements of that, but it felt very much like an episodic adventure involving the 3-star Dragon Ball being stolen by some thieves and Goku going to retrieve them. And I'll go more into detail on that a little bit here in just a moment. Now, the second half of the episode is where things actually got interesting, and that is Vegeta's not only his arrival in the Demon Realm, but actually meeting up with Goku, and there's some action. We saw Vegeta kick a lot of rear end in this episode. If you're a Vegeta fan, you're finally going to get what you want from Vegeta in this episode, because there's, he's just a beast in this episode. And besides just that, the last part of this episode has a very ominous cliffhanger, because the new Majin Buu that was teased last week, created by Marva, is finally complete. Now, if you've been following the leaks here on the channel, if you've been following the spoilers we've been covering literally all year, but specifically about 3 months ago, September 14th, you know of what this is. And this is, of course, Majin Buu. I don't want to go into any more spoilers if you don't want to be spoiled, but there's a lot more to come with this whole Marva Arinsu plot, okay? If you've seen the leaks, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I'm not going to go into details about what happens later, but I will tell you that this Majin Buu was indeed created from Saibai-Man seeds. And it's Saibai-Man in the dub, Saibai-Man in the Japanese, because I believe Saibai means like root or something like that. I covered that a while ago and I forgot what it meant. There's a pun there. But what happens is, Rinsu has these Saibai-Man seeds, and it mixes it with like the other ingredients to create this Majin Buu, and we have the birth of Majin Buu, who is being voiced by Tomokazu Seki. So that is the next big threat, one of the big threats that Dr. Arinsu is cooking up. So in many ways, the first half of this episode, I think people are going to complain about, because it feels like it wasn't necessary, and part of me kind of agrees. When it comes to like